It's Shalaby Omar, thank you. So how you guys doing today? Yeah. So, when I first got this email saying I'll be opening for Ryan Connor, I was thinking, RoboCop. I said, oh, hell yeah. I said, open up for RoboCop. So, my buddy called me, he was like, yeah, you ain't opening up for RoboCop. And I was thinking, like, it's another Ryan Connor? Then, I was thinking, the other Ryan Connor, who was that? The porn star? Ryan Connor? And he was like, nah, it's an SNL guy. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, him. Oh well. So I was on the train the other day, and I see this lady. You know, she was pretty beautiful. I was talking to her a little bit. I said, what do you do? She said, I'm a doctor. She said she was a doctor. And she was like, what do you do? And I was like, well, I'm a comedian. And she was like, well, Mr. Funny Man, tell me a joke. And I'm like, well, Miss Doctor, I'll tell you a joke if you make me not handicapped again. And she's like, well, I'm not that type of doctor. And I said, well, I'm not that type of comedian that tells jokes. And she's like, well, I can refer you to a doctor. And I was like, well, I can refer you to a comedian that tells jokes. And she was like, well, you're an asshole. And I was like, well, lady, you're an asshole. We can do this all day, lady. So, you know, being handicapped, you know, it was kind of hard growing up because after my accident, it was like, first holiday was, what was it? Halloween. So I go with my Chucky mask and everything, and then I had my knife and everything in my wheelchair, like. So like, then a teacher recognized me. She was like, Shalaby, is that you? And I was like, man, fuck, man. And she's like, you're still scary. I was like, no, you just ruin Halloween for the rest of my life. How do you want to ever celebrate Halloween? And then like, I see like a bunch of people always getting on the elevator, and they gonna tell me, well, you're just gonna have to wait for the next one. I said, why don't you walk up the stairs? You got perfectly good legs to walk up the steps. And, you know, it's like, and then, you know, sometimes I try to talk to girls, and they walk towards the steps. And it was like, hey, all right, I guess this is where we end. I know, right? Women could be such bitches at times, right? So a couple weeks ago, I got stood up. Yeah, like I told you, women could be bitches. So I called her a couple days later. I was like, yo, why'd you stand me up? And she was like, well, I couldn't find no jeans. And I'm like, jeans? First of all, it's 2013. Women don't wear jeans anymore, they wear leggings. And she was like, well, you don't know how it is. It's a girl thing. So she called me a couple weeks later, like, yo, can you take me to work? And I'm like, what you think this is? You stood me up the other day. Yeah, I'm gonna take you to work. And she was like, so then she called me back like, oh, you're such a good guy. Everybody else asked me for gas money. And I'm like, oh, thinking in my head like that's what I am, just a free ride to work, huh? So I didn't go get her. And she was like, she calls me a couple days like, why didn't you take me to work? And I was like, well, I couldn't find my wheelchair. And she was like, you only have one wheelchair. And I'm like, well, I had to decorate with my clothes and everything, you know. It's a handicap thing, you won't understand. So, yeah, man. My cousin, he calls me the other day, and like, yo, man, I got it rough out here, you know, being gay and all. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, you don't know how it is to be different. I don't know how it is to be different, bro. He was like, well, you know, some gay people get bullied. And I said, handicapped people get bullied too. And he was like, some gay people commit suicide. I said, handicapped people commit suicide. He was like, well, at least you get a free parking spot and you get a free spot in the bathroom. And I'm like, touche, you know, we good. I'm Shalaby Omar. Thank you, guys.